Hi Artem, let's take a look at this new set of essays. The first one is the letter regarding the summer job you want. Let me just do a really quick word count. All right, it's 149 words. It did look a little short to me. You would probably be okay with 149 words, although I have to tell you that when I see that, the first thing that comes to my mind is maybe you didn't really develop this as well as you could have, okay? So keep that in mind. And it does kind of ring out as like a red flag when it looks kind of short like this. So let's see what you actually said. Dear Sir, Madam, I hope this letter finds you well. I am contacting you for the following reason. I want to get some job for the period of summer vacation. My name is Andrew Ang, and I am final year math student at Oxford University. I am not the citizen of the UK, but I have a job permission and an advanced level of English. All right, well, here's the good news. The good news is that you absolutely did this. All right, you introduce yourself and it's clear, and the information that you contained, the information that you provided was appropriate. But I do want to fix some of the vocabulary and some of the grammar because that was off. Let's look at it again. I hope this letter finds you well is okay. I usually don't really love this kind of thing in a formal letter. We usually just get straight to the point, okay? But it was fine. It felt appropriate. I am contacting you for the following reason. I am interested in getting not even getting. You see, what you want to do is you want to avoid this informal language. Want is informal, so you don't want to write that. And then we don't say some job, all right? So we have to rephrase this whole expression. I am interested in working with your company for the period of summer vacation. Okay? Or let's say I'm contacting you for the following reason. I would like to inquire about possible summer positions for the period of summer vacation. All right, so those are just a couple of the different alternatives you could have used here. My name is Andrew Ang, and I am a final year math student at Oxford University. This was awkward here. I am not the citizen, because that's as if there's only one citizen of the UK, and that's not what you mean, of course. I am not a citizen of the UK, but I have a job permit, it's not permission, and an advanced level of English, right? That's fine. I seek any job connected with computers, not seek for. I seek any job connected with computers, and I hear that you have an open position for a system administrator in your summer camp, which is only 30 minutes away from my dorm. Okay, I hear you have an open position. Again, sounds a little informal. It's as if you've heard gossip about this company and you're just sharing it. So it doesn't really feel appropriate here. How about I have been informed that you have an open position for a system administrator. Okay, I strongly believe that I fit this position perfectly. Fine. I have 3 years of experience as a system administrator of the local network in my dorm. In addition, I took a special course about system administration at university, so I know this field inside and out. Now, this is an idiomatic expression, and it's not really appropriate in formal letter writing. We avoid these kinds of expressions because they just kind of come off as very informal. So, I know this field very well, so this is a field I feel extremely familiar with. Some of these expressions would have been a better choice for you here. Let's see. I look forward to hearing from you. Yours faithfully. Now, here is absolutely where you needed to beef up your bullet. Okay, you did the other two bullets fine. I don't really have a concern about how much you develop them. But this one, explain your previous experiences and related skills. You didn't really explain. I mean, think about what the word explain means. And I don't really think this is an explanation. You simply said one piece of information. You have 3 years of experience. All right, well, explain it. What did you do? What kind of responsibilities did you have? What kind of obligations and so forth, okay? And related skills. Okay, you took a special course. Great. So that allows you to do what? How will that help this company? So this is where you could have provided more information. It would have helped you for sure get over that 150 word minimum. No question about that. But it did feel underdeveloped because remember I told you that it gives me a red flag that maybe you haven't really developed something so much when I see a short letter, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, so also you should know that these, all right, basically everything I've highlighted is what's taken into consideration for your word count. The rest of it is not. And so that's what I want you to focus on here, but you really did need to give more information. Also be careful with some of this informal language, and let's move on. Okay, pollution, what are the reasons for it, and what are some solutions? Let's see what you said. Experts throughout both the developing and developed worlds have debated what is the reason behind air pollution in big cities and what we can do to tackle this issue. All right, now the second part of the sentence is accurate. What we can do, that's right. But here, it's wrong to say what is the reason. It's an indirect question. And so in an indirect question, you need to use sentence order. So it should be what the reason behind air pollution is. Okay, that's the proper order. Or even better, you could have said, have debated about the reason. Or have debated about the causes behind pollution in big cities. Now, it sounds here like you're going to talk just about air pollution. This was a little more general. It just said pollution. It didn't specify just air. So maybe you wanted to consider that as well. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Some people believe that it is due to the huge amount of personal cars, and the only solution is to restrict them. Personally, I strongly agree. Okay, careful. This isn't a to what extent you agree or disagree essay, and so it has a different kind of set of rules here. We're not concerned with what some people think. What you want to say here is that there are various reasons behind this situation, including the increase of personal cars. However, there are solutions available such as XYZ, whatever your solutions are. Okay, that's a better way to write your thesis here for the introduction. First of all, there is ample evidence that the increasing amount of personal cars is the main driver of air pollution in modern large cities. This is due to the fact that nowadays people are much richer than they were previously, and now almost any family can afford one or even more cars. For example, recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrated a threefold increase in the amount of cars per citizen for the last 40 years, and that is strongly correlated with the increase of the air pollution level for the same period. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that personal cars are the central reason behind air pollution in big cities. Okay, we'll talk about this a little bit more when we finish. I mean, obviously the grammar was very good, flowed nicely, so far so good, but we'll talk more about it. The solution for this problem could be in a restriction of this amount by some punitive measures. This is largely because there is a strong contradiction between personal comfort of your own car and public health problems driven by the pollution from this car. That doesn't really work. Strong contradiction just feels like the wrong expression, although I can't really come up with something that's more appropriate here. For instance, an extensive study by Oxford University showed that this level of air pollution in Singapore is 3 times lower than in London due to the restrictive rules that force people to use public transport. Thus, it can be stated, with a D, beyond doubt, that the restriction of this private transport is the only way to handle air pollution. Okay? From the arguments and examples, it can be clearly seen that personal transport is the main issue for air pollution, and the restriction is the most effective way to solve this problem. All right. Now let's take a look at this. First of all, I already told you that this talked about pollution. You decided to talk about air pollution. So I felt like right away you kind of limited yourself. And you should have potentially talked about other types of pollution, like water pollution, like soil pollution. Okay? For example. Then, this is the really important part here. What are the reasons for this? You didn't give reasons. You gave one reason. Did you extend that reason and develop it? Yeah, you did, quite a bit. But it asked for reasons, plural. And this is really important. You can't neglect this, all right? You essentially spoke about one reason, but it didn't just want one. It wanted more. Okay? And then, of course, it goes without saying that your solutions should have followed the same sort of approach. So you need to talk about more than one solution. I kind of felt like there was a lot of repetition, particularly here. So here you talked about restrictions, let's see, and then restrictive rules, and then again the word restriction, and then again restriction. So I felt like that was really, really repetitive, and you needed to change up your language a little bit. Let's see. As for here, you said that more people have more money, so they can buy more cars, and then here you said that there have been more cars over the last 4 years, which is correlated with pollution levels. All right, that was fine. But again, the problem was this, all right, that you are supposed to talk about more than one reason. And here for me, it was just really repetitive, okay? The good news is that a lot of your grammar was very good. The structure was very good. We talked about this as well, so don't forget my suggestion here on how to improve your thesis statement for a problems solution essay, or causes and solutions, as it were. All right, so overall, I see a lot of really great things. I see a lot of improvement, that's for sure. But there are definitely some things that I want you to still work on, okay? Go ahead, keep writing, and let's see another set from you, Artem. Good luck.